And materials that keep buildings cool and software to test how solutions perform in the real world. These are part of Singapore's efforts to beat the heat through urban planning.
Well, a new exhibition aims to spur discussions and new ideas on this. And Marcus Tan tells us more.
This is what industrial estates in Singapore could look like in the future. Green buildings, for instance, that are designed to increase wind flow and provide more shade. These will keep spaces cool without generating emissions.
There's no doubt that we need to better prepare ourselves to adapt to the rising temperatures. Stewardship of nature remains a key planning strategy to enhance livability, even as Singapore needs to work harder to balance competing land use for the net zero transition.
The latest edition of the Urban Redevelopment Authority's exhibition focuses on heat resilience. It's part of a bigger plan to increase overall livability and to adapt for the future. That's also as this year is one of the hottest in the nation's history, with the mercury spiking at 37 degrees Celsius earlier in May.
Singapore has always been a hot city, but with climate change and urbanization, Singapore is expected to get much hotter. And so heat resilience is a key part of our planning, and we will be one of the key themes for our Draft Master Plan 2025.
Initiatives like cooling paint and these tiles made of mushrooms are just some ways the different sectors are working to keep the nation cool. And Singapore wants to keep this momentum going by working with academia to develop more sustainable solutions.
This analytic software is an example. It comes up with ideal layouts for urban planners using factors like building height and population density. The team from the Singapore University of Technology and Design behind this says it's also working on making the tech easier to use.
It becomes really complex after a while, looking at all the different parameters. So for us, we want this to be useful for planners in the future. So we have to take the complexity and package it in a way that a planner can push a button and get a pretty intelligent option for them to review. It's a lot of work on the back end to make that happen.
Singapore expects warmer years to come, and to combat the effects of climate change will require efforts from the whole of society.